Hello guys, welcome back to TFD with another video. We've got Lexi Brown finally saying the truth, the very thing we've all known this entire time, but nobody wanted to admit out loud. And now it's coming straight from a player in the league. You're seeing everybody starting to come out, one by one, bombing on the officials, criticizing the way these games are being run. She's talking about how nasty the officiating has gotten, how the games have turned into this overly physical mess, and how it's directly leading to players getting hurt. But here's where it gets even more real. Lexi doesn't just stop there. She takes it a step further. She flat out says, yeah, last year was physical too. It was super physical. But then she drops the bombshell. She basically says it was okay back then. And why was it okay? Because there was a point to prove with all that physicality. That's right, she literally admits that everyone in the league was fine with it as long as it was happening to one player, Caitlin Clark. She admitted it. It's right here. I'm about to play the clip for you because you're not gonna believe your ears. Last year, nobody had a problem with Caitlin Clark getting roughed up, beat down, hacked, shoved, and targeted every single night. Nobody raised a complaint, nobody said a word, and nobody questioned the officiating. But now, suddenly it's happening to everybody else, and it's a problem. Now everybody's upset. Now everybody's crying foul. Slowly but surely, little by little, the truth is creeping out. People are starting to keep it real about how Caitlin Clark was treated. She was unfairly targeted, and Lexi Brown just confirmed what we've been screaming about for months. While the media was calling us whiners and haters and saying we were overreacting, the reality was that Caitlin Clark was being singled out. This wasn't just hard-nosed basketball. This was a coordinated effort to break her down, to test her, to prove some kind of point. Lexi Brown is admitting it right here, and honestly, it's about time. We've been saying this from the jump. This isn't about being soft or about complaining. This is about fairness, about consistency, about the safety of players. If it wasn't okay for Caitlin Clark to get hit like that night after night, then it's not okay for anybody else either. So shout out to Lexi Brown for keeping it real and finally putting words to what we all saw happening. This is the crack in the wall. This is where the truth starts coming out. Because once one player says it, more will follow, and then the league won't be able to ignore it anymore.
All of a sudden, like this over physical, crazy basketball has become acceptable in the W. Like it was cool, like last year at the beginning when people were like, I mean, it wasn't cool last year because we know what the narrative last year was about the physicality of the league. But I thought it also was a good thing to see like how physical the W really is and how it's just such a major leap from college to pros. But I think it's like gotten a little bit out of hand. And I think that's what's led to the injuries. I think that's what's led to the crazy fatigue amongst players. I mean, on top of playing 44 games plus the playoffs, I think that they need to reel it in, and it's too late.
Did you hear what Lexi Brown said? At first, she's like, oh, it was cool last year. It was cool last year. And you're sitting there like, wait, why was it cool last year? Why was it okay? And then she drops the truth. It was only cool last year because Caitlin Clark was the only one it was happening to. That's right, Caitlin Clark was the target, the one getting roughed up night after night, and everyone else was just fine with it. And get this, at one point last season, there were 7 flagrant fouls called. 7! 5 of them? Yep, on Caitlin Clark. Nobody complained, nobody raised an eyebrow. And Lexi Brown literally admits it. She says it herself. Yeah, it was cool last year. But then, of course, she catches herself trying to clean it up. She's like, well, I guess it wasn't cool because of the narrative. Translation? She's talking about us. She's talking about all the people calling out the WNBA for targeting Caitlin Clark, calling out how she was being sabotaged and unfairly treated. This is exactly what I said in my last video. Just let these people talk. Let them get comfortable and they'll tell on themselves every single time. The truth slips out little by little, whether they mean to or not. And that's exactly what we're seeing here with Lexi Brown. She can't help herself. The reality is staring everyone in the face. Caitlin Clark was unfairly targeted. And now it's out in the open. Finally, someone in the league is keeping it real. And the best part? It's all on record.
It's a good thing to see like how physical the W really is and how it's just such a major leap from college to pros. But I think it's like gotten a little bit out of hand.
Why has it gotten so out of hand? Lexi, let's talk. You literally said it was cool, that the physicality of the WNBA was a leap from college, that it was something to prove. But here's the thing. We all know it was only about Caitlin Clark. We know that. And you said it yourself. At first, you're like, oh, it was cool. Then you try to backtrack. Oh no, maybe it wasn't because of the narrative. No. Lexi, you were cool with it happening to Caitlin Clark. Plain and simple. So why isn't it okay now? Why is everybody suddenly upset? Is it because Caitlin has already been beaten to hell and was sitting out? Is it because it took Cameron Brink getting her nose broken in front of everyone with no foul called, no review happening? Is it because Alyssa Thomas ran through Napheesa Collier's leg and fractured her ankle? Is that why it's suddenly a problem? No, it's only a problem now because it's happening to you guys too. When it was just Operation Beat the Hell Out of Caitlin Clark, everybody was fine with it. Why? Because y'all were jealous. Plain and simple. You were hating. We already knew she was the GOAT. We already knew she was the star. We already knew she was the one getting all the shine, all the attention, all the pub. And instead of admitting that, y'all said, it's not just her, it's me too. But the truth, all of y'all were saying that. Every single one of you. It was okay when it was just happening to Caitlin Clark. That's the reality. And now the hypocrisy is on full display. Everybody wants to act like it's suddenly a problem, but we've seen the pattern all along. Caitlin got targeted and nobody said a word. Until now.
And I think that's what's led to the injuries. I think that's what's led to the crazy fatigue amongst players. I mean, on top of playing 44 games plus the playoffs, I think that they need to reel it in, and it's too late.
So that's what's led to all these injuries. Wait a second, when we were talking about all those fouls, all that physical play on Caitlin Clark, y'all were out here grabbing her, beating her up all 94 feet of the court, knocking her to the floor while the whistle wasn't blown, while the game wasn't even in play. When we said all of that contributed to her injuries, y'all said we were wrong. Y'all said we were making it up. Y'all said we were lying. Flat out lying. And now all of a sudden, oh yeah, the physicality is really contributing to injuries. Wait a minute, when it was happening to Caitlin, y'all said it didn't have anything to do with anything. Classic, let them talk, they always tell on themselves, every single time. Lexie Brown just admitted it. Last year, this stuff was okay because it was only happening to Caitlin. She was the target nonstop because of jealousy. Now it's suddenly a problem. DG United Carrington, Cameron Brink's nose gets broken, Napheesa Collier's leg gets taken out and people are mad about no fouls being called, Shiel Reeve is throwing hands at officials, going off on fans, all this chaos, and now y'all act like it's not okay. Lexie Brown admitted it, front and center, plain as day. We've been right the whole time. We knew Caitlin Clark was being targeted. There was full-on hate, envy, jealousy. Operation Beat Caitlin Clark Up nonstop. Out of 7 flagrant fouls at one point, 5 of them were committed on Caitlin Clark. You think that's a coincidence? Absolutely not. Lexie Brown even said they were okay with it happening as long as it was only happening to Caitlin. Now that it's happening to everybody else, suddenly it's a problem. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.